live! We live! We are live. Oh, feels so good to be live. On a beautiful Sunday.
Squad.
On a beautiful Sunday. I want to start off, before we even went live, Virginia Lake gifting a membership. 5 Fires, Virginia Lake, thank you so much. I appreciate you growing this awesome community. We're going to start off with actual raffle.
Oh.
Yeah. So I just want to say.
What's the raffle for?
Man, let me bring it up. Hold on. Stand by. It's for the Bright Sipper. Yeah, where is it? Hold on. I gotta go back. Right here. I got it.
Is it members only?
Yeah, members only. Thank you so much. You had to have been a 5 Fire member. I didn't advertise it or nothing like that. I just for the members. I'm going to be giving away or raffling this sipper. I didn't pour any drink in there or nothing like that. It's like brand new. It's the new bride that has arrived at Haunted Mansion, which is going to be a very big topic today. So I put all the names. It's already closed off, so you didn't put your name in there. The time has come and went. So congratulations to whoever the winner is. We're going to find out in 3, 2, 1. Who's it going to be? Oh! I guess I'm going to go with A. Maciel. You are the winner of the bride. I'll message you, and most importantly, if you can message me on Instagram if you have Instagram, or email me at 5fires55555@gmail.com. So 5 Fires with 5 5s at gmail.com. Just to double check, you know what I mean? But congratulations. Wow, Maciel. I hope I'm saying that right. Maciel. Thank you, everybody, for being a 5 Fire member. Once I get in contact with you at A. Maciel, hopefully we can ship it out and you can get it by this week. All right. We got Just Ask Danny in the freaking house.
Hello.
Danny, how are you doing? How was your week? Give us a little insight on how your day went today, because he was at Disneyland.
Yeah. It's been a great weekend. We started off with Mondo and I went to the opening day of Lunar New Year Festival. Had a lot of fun. And then I went to Disneyland today to ride the Haunted Mansion for the first time, since I couldn't go yesterday on its opening day like Mondo did. And it was crazy. And then I forgot until this morning that it was a holiday weekend, which makes a lot of sense as to why it was crazy. And why tomorrow will probably be even worse, because it's the actual holiday.
It probably will be. Just because people have the day off. Almost all the people I've been talking to have had the day off for tomorrow. But explain, how was Disney overall? Or was it just Haunted that was impacted? Or give us an idea. How is Disneyland on a Sunday?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. The 50% off Lightning Lane plus the holiday weekend was just Lightning Lane was literally beyond packed. And there was an instance too where Indiana Jones was broken today, which is not unusual, right?
Yeah.
And then while I was waiting in line for Haunted Mansion, it broke. But I chose not to get out of line, but some people did, or Lightning Lanes were kind of rejected at that point. So then with Indiana Jones being closed, and then Haunted Mansion closed for a little bit, the Lightning Lanes back up, right? And so I saw someone post, I think it was Sam on Twitter posted about it. The Lightning Lanes for Indiana Jones were or Pirates went all the way all along the river.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. So that one was it just kind of was like that all day. And DCA was pretty bad too with the Lunar New Year Festival. The booth lines were crazy. So everyone was just trying to have fun. They were trying to, do their thing.
I forgot about the 50% off thing. I remember posting about it a little bit ago. Do you think people are buying it? People like the Magic Key holders are using Lightning Lane? Like, was Lightning Lane getting to a point where like it's not worth it anymore? The line's just as long as everything else.
Yeah, it seems that way. It
Because
seems it
Lightning
seems like it
Lane's
was a lot of Magic Key holders taking advantage of that special for sure.
yeah. Where's my Instagram? Let me go to my Instagram. Are you going to be using that? Are you interested in buying Lightning Lanes, Danny?
Maybe at some point, throughout before the end of the year, I might before the end of the month. I mean, I might try it because it's through the 30th, I think, right?
I have it right here. So this is for Magic Key holders. You get 50% off on your Lightning Lane. Uh, only January. Only January. Um, I think I think it would have been cool if it could extend to like a +1. You know what I mean? Because like
Mhm.
lots of times you go to Disneyland, you're not really going solo. You know, you're with somebody else. So I think controlling it with like +1, you and one more person can get this deal. That would be really cool. It would bump up sales, most importantly. I'll probably use it like one time. I'm not really interested in like knocking out 20 rides or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, too, for Disneyland today, Danny, uh, was did you have a chance to see the cavalcade? Because like some random cavalcade went online. I don't even know if it has a name. It's just a cavalcade. Did you have a chance to?
No, I haven't. I didn't get a chance to see that cavalcade that I had heard about. I did. Was only at Disneyland just basically to ride the Haunted Mansion. Then I headed on over to the Lunar New Year side. I did notice though that the Lunar New Year Festival um, procession went off like way more than when you and I were there, and it only went off like once the whole time
Yeah.
I was there. So I don't know if they do less on Sunday or what's going on with that, but
Or like we
it was.
got the lower passes today. Do less.
I feel like we were having it like you were showing how like people were setting it up and putting it down like all day, and
Yeah,
then it was only like a little bit.
I remember telling Danny in front of Little Mermaid, I'm like, the cast members have to put up the ropes, take down the ropes, put up the ropes, take down the rope. I'm like, I feel like we went through at least like 4 Mulan processions. I don't know if there's more than that, but it felt like 4.
Hmm.
But man, that was so much crowd control going on. Amy, just want to say when the two of you collaborate on videos and live streams, it's the best. You and Danny, let's go. Oh yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time we get to the meat and potato of today's conversation, Haunted Mansion. You've already been in the queue. Did you notice any new things, or it's just it's what they debuted a long time ago? Like, did anything get added? Did they spruce it up? Like, in your opinion?
Uh, for what was that? Your
The
video cut out.
oh my bad. The queue.
Oh, no, the queue seemed the same to me. The only thing I noticed was it smelled like fresh paint. So like
I thought you were gonna say it
when I
smelled
was
like
in
something on Imagine, and you're like fresh paint.
so when I was in like the elevator, I noticed it smelled like fresh carpet or fresh paint, and same with that like hallway, the hallway with all the portraits in it. But
Yeah,
the outside looked the same. The only thing I noticed was that like the music was a lot more prominent.
yeah,
So that one was that was cool. It was nice that like to have the vibe of like Haunted Mansion before you were in Haunted Mansion. I felt like it was better than it ever was. With that, I don't know, it just seemed like it was really like really Haunted Mansion-y with like the music that was playing. The nice part about, for the most part, the Haunted Mansion queue is that it's like moving all the time. So
yeah,
you're never like just sitting there like doing nothing.
yeah. When I was in the line, I went at rope drop, and then I went a second time, like right after, because I just wanted to do it 2 times. I never really felt like the line stopped moving. We moved pretty fast. Um, for me, at least on opening day, uh, I don't even think people waited more than like 40, 50 minutes. Did you have that experience today, Danny?
No, I waited a little bit over an hour, but I felt like it was worth it, man. Everyone wanted to experience it. We haven't ridden regular Haunted Mansion in what almost feels like 2 years at this point. And so I think everyone was just really excited to experience the queue and the ride in its original form since it had been so long. And everyone kind of had the same idea, right? So, I mean, we were using not only the every bit of extended queue they've added, but we were even going out into New Orleans Square as well. So I think we waited a little over an hour, and it was also we also had a downtime while we were waiting on the attraction. So there was a moment when we were kind of just sitting there and it wasn't moving because they were experiencing a little bit of a downtime.
Yeah.
But it came back up in probably about like 20 minutes, so it
Ah,
wasn't too bad.
yeah, that's not bad. Um, so the bride, Danny. What were your thoughts on it all, man? It's a brand new addition to Haunted Mansion.
I liked the attic scene. I felt like they had a bunch of new knickknacks and things that just looked really different than what it normally does. The portraits were there, right? But it was it felt different. There was like a lot of different things to look at. Um, and then the bride itself, my only complaint, I guess, would be which is kind of what I've heard a lot online, is that she seems a little set back. And
She's too
it's because
far.
she's
I'm glad you
I know it's
said
because
that.
she's
She's
supposed
too
to be, like,
far.
at the window, I guess, but, like, she's kinda, like, set too far back from you, so it kinda seems like you don't have an opportunity to see her because she's, like, far back, and then you're, like, gone, and then there's, like, a pillar blocking you, and then she's out of view, you know what I mean? So, but it's cool, it's a mix of practical and projection, so it's like, it's like a floating dummy with like kind of like a lace sheet kind of going, and then they do the projection on that, so it's like very realistic looking because of that. It doesn't really translate well over video if you're watching it
Yeah,
like on people's YouTube, but in person it's very
like
very like
dreamy.
depth. It has depth to it, kind of thing.
Yeah. The first time I saw the bride, I thought it was really cool. Uh, I don't know if you felt this. Did you feel like the doom buggies were going a little fast?
It felt normal to me,
Yeah.
actually. I didn't think it was that fast. The only
Uh,
thing that threw me off was the new ending. Um,
uh,
I I was the hitchhiking ghosts at the end were glitching.
you're talking about
So
the
they
one
were
that follow you home?
Yeah, I don't know if that's on purpose or what, but they were like glitching, like they would like shut off and turn on, shut off and turn on. Like, but it looked like unintentional. But I was like, I don't know if because they're no longer like a practical effect anymore. They're like digitally imposed into your ride vehicle, and they were kind of glitchy. And I don't know if that was like the way they're supposed to be, is like to
You
be
know
like
what?
more ghost like.
In this video, they're doing that. If I zoom in, you see that? They're doing it. The glitchy thing, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. I didn't. I noticed it wasn't as accurate. Like it looked more convincing when it was a practical effect, um, because it didn't glitch.
Yeah, there's totally glitching. I didn't notice that. It's like lines, huh? Huh.
Well, and they would like flicker out, kind
Oh,
of thing.
dang. uh, my thoughts on the Haunted Mansion. I feel like it was the best version of Haunted Mansion I ever seen. A lot of love and care went into this ride for its refurbishment. It was down for so long, and then it just stayed Haunted Mansion Holiday for so long. It really made me appreciate Haunted Mansion. I was very happy. Like my first thought when I wrote it, Danny, was like, I gotta get on that again. I want to see it again, not just for the bride, but just the ride itself.
Hmm.
It was so cool to hear all the music of OG Haunted Mansion and just to see the little changes that got put to. Uh, I don't remember at the end, Danny. I don't know if I captured it. Do you see the ghost that are floating? Is that always been there?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember or not.
maybe it's been a while, Mondo, since you've seen the regular version.
Yeah, I forgot who said it on Twitter, but it was 522 days. That's how long it was since we got on Haunted Mansion. Um, overall thoughts on the bride. Overall thoughts on the bride, Danny.
Yeah, so there's like a new there's kind of like a new storyline, right? So that some people have talked about and picked up on, and some people haven't talked about it. But I'm glad we're talking about it now, because it's a little bit more of a Mondo did a video where he kind of broke down the article that she did with the interview on LA Times with Kim Irvine. But essentially now there's a new narrative in Haunted Mansion that the bride is kind of like the ghost that you see all throughout the ride, that she's kind of like following you almost.
Yeah.
So and the candelabra was a choice to give her in the attic, because she didn't have a candelabra before, when she was just a ghost with a beating heart beforehand. She didn't have like a candelabra then, but giving her the candelabra now, like you see the floating candelabra at the beginning of the ride, right? When you're looking down the night hallway,
Mm-hmm.
you see the candelabra floating by itself. It's that exact candelabra that she's holding. And then later on, when you are a ghost and you're in the attic, you see her as a ghost and she's holding the candelabra. And then when you're in the graveyard scene, at the almost at the very very end, there used to be a crypt in the graveyard scene that had like a phantom in it, like a caped phantom or like a hooded phantom. They took that out, and there's now also a floating candelabra in that as well too. And so that's basically her again, right? And so it's like she has more of a presence in the attraction, so she's kind of like a reoccurring character as long as you know what to look for, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So her candelabra is like, she's seen 3 different times throughout the ride, and it's basically giving a nod that you're seeing her multiple times, kind of thing. So it's kind of an interesting storyline, that like she's got more of a presence than just like the attic scene in that one moment. Um, and I don't know if it's still like Constance or if it's something different. I don't know how that works. Um, so I know that they called her like the Black Widow Bride, um, but the
Oh, that's what we're
is
calling the new one? I didn't know she had a name.
no, in that interview that you read right there, she calls it, or she makes a statement saying that the old bride had become known as the Black Widow Bride. But
Oh.
I don't know that that's the official name of it.
I, I
Um,
I knew her as the axe bride. She had the axe. That's what I always remember. She has the axe.
mhm.
It was so
But yeah,
prominent.
she's now showing up like throughout the mansion multiple times. So there's just like fun little storylines, right? Like this, I didn't even know that the little corner in the backyard of or I guess the side yard of the mansion, where you're waiting in this new extended queue. There's like that. There's like a section in the back for like Master Gracie, where like he sits and reads and stuff, and there's like his book there, and it's kind of like a hint to his travels and things like that.
Mm.
And Kim mentioned that in the article, and I didn't look at it from that perspective when it was Haunted Mansion Holiday, because we didn't have that kind of like backstory. So I was looking at it through like a different lens, taking some time to like kind of just take in some of the different things that they've done in the queue, now that like I had read that article.
Yeah. Man, like say I didn't know nothing, no backstory. I'm just a one day guest going to Disneyland and I rode this ride. I feel like I would be like, what the heck just happened in the attic? I have no idea. Cause nothing to me is like, oh, it's a bride and somehow she died. Because all these photos, we see the guy dying. But how did she die? I don't know. That's how I interpret it all. But like I'm obviously looking into it a little deep. Uh but yeah, I don't know. I feel like her having the axe kind of was like she's trying to get back at her husband, I guess. Or husbands. Now I don't know. When I went through it, I was just like, whatever. This is awesome. She's, I'm not gonna fixate or like zone in on this one ghost. I'm gonna appreciate everything. She's just one ghost of all these other 999. I thought it was great. I loved it. I just love having Haunted back. Um,
Yeah. Winged Nike in the chat says the storyline now seems to be that the bride always ends up losing her husband because the husband disappears entirely now, right? It's not just the head of the
yeah,
husband. And then that breaks her heart. So she's always like and I remember that was kind of like the storyline too is of the past bride where it was just like you would see the heart beating in it. It was like she always like was lost her love or whatever, so her heart was like beating for true love, something like that. So that makes sense if you put it that way. She's the bride who always ends up losing her husband, and like she's always kind of like La Llorona. She's always wailing and like haunting because she can't find her love or can't be with her love or whatever.
yeah. Wing Nike also said they need a soundtrack of crying. I think that would be a nice touch of just like, you're like, oh damn, who's crying in here? To me, that would be scary.
Yeah, I was kind of shocked that there wasn't like ghost sounds or
Something.
like uh like ethereal, like really ghosty kind of like wailing, like a woman's voice wailing kind of thing in the back. That would have kind of really like teased it up well. You're hearing the piano playing, right, which has always been an iconic moment of the attic. The piano playing, and then you see the shadow of the person playing the piano that's not actually there. So
Yeah.
that's but like it wouldn't be that big of a change to like have the wailing like widow voice like kind of echoing, which would give her more of the only thing you hear from her is just the heartbeat, which I guess is maybe what they're looking for, but I don't know.
uh, Black Eye Channel says, I believe Axe Bride was killing her husband. New bride is mourning the loss of her husband's. Oh, man. You know, I read that article. I think I I almost like I'm good looking into it too deep with all the visions that Imagineers are trying to give every little piece of thing. It's a crazy conversation. Danny, did you notice new artwork as promised at the Madame Leota gift shop? I didn't notice nothing new on opening day. I didn't notice nothing new in Madame Leota. Did you notice? Did you walk in there? What'd you think?
I didn't I just walked past it, didn't even walk right into it actually.
Damn.
um it was pretty busy in there, so I didn't actually head into there. But it will be something that we can check this week, Mondo, when we go back.
You didn't want to check out the new Batman shirt? Yeah, they came out with the new Magic Key Haunted Mansion shirt. It's just a theme of a bat. It just looks like Batman, but the back's really cool too. Um, that could be found in Madame Leota's. Uh, I think it was $40. Somebody mentioned it was $40. Let me see. Let me see. Uh, that one thing that like really stood out to me. The guy playing the piano before the bride. That effect of like a shadow is playing the piano. I thought was one of the coolest things. I don't know what it was, but when I saw it yesterday or 2 days ago, whenever I went, I was like, "That's so freaking cool!" Like, who the hell thought of this? Because it's just a genius application of like there's a ghost there, which is a shadow, but then there's a physical touch that's happening. I thought that was crazy. I was just like mind blown. I've seen it 1,000 times, but not seeing it for 522 days. It just mind blew me.
I believe.
Uh,
And then in the chat we have let's see here. Someone said it, now I'm like losing it.
I have
Um
today's walk channel says I have a question about Madame Leota's seance room. Am I having butterfly effect or is the room missing the flying tarot cards? Maybe it was only on the holiday ride.
that's the one I was looking for. And yeah, that is. It's only the holiday ride because the tarot cards have like the characters on them from Haunted Mansion Holiday.
I just remember it being instruments. That's what I always remember it.
Yeah, it's just we've seen the holiday version for so long that we we just assumed
Our
that it was
eyes
the rest.
are visioning tarot cards in there now.
Yeah.
uh, you know what's funny? That all makes more sense to me. Why there's musical objects and mirrors to make it like they're floating in the Madame Leota gift shop. It's all making sense to me now. It's just been so long. It's been so long. Um, let me see. So now it's the bride holding all the candlesticks floating, right?
Yes.
That's correct. And
But
there's three of them.
you only see her in the attic. You don't see her holding the other candlesticks. It's just assumed because they're the same exact candelabra.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, do you think this bride is going to last 15 years, or is there going to be change before then? Or is this our bride for the next 30 years? Like, what do you think?
Yeah, it could be or maybe this isn't the final version and they want to do something different. We'll have to see. Like I said, my only complaint is it's a little too far away.
Yeah,
But other than that, it's certainly better than Constance Hatchaway. So
yeah,
I don't mind. But I guess that means that the character Constance Hatchaway that it has been in the parks a couple times will probably never come back if they're trying to go away from that narrative. So
mm-hmm.
I guess we the last time we saw her, Mondo, was at the Haunted Mansion movie premiere that you and I had an opportunity to go to,
Yeah.
and I don't think we'll ever see her again now because they don't
Every
want to.
time I post that bride, she goes viral, like on any platform.
Yeah,
On Twitter, I post her on Instagram. I should just repost her because we'll never see her again with the hatchet, like holding the hatchet.
yeah.
That's it. Um, Gina says, "Did you notice the evil laugh at the exit today? I did, or whenever I rode the ride, I did. I just kind of zoomed through the exit usually, but there is a laughter, and I guess it's always been there.
Yeah,
Um,
it's always been there.
last thing I want to touch with all this haunted mansion. This is from the L.A. Times article. Uh, when Imagineers last made updates to the attraction 2021, Irvine's team spoke of potentially removing the hanging corpse in the stretching room. Nothing or noting such an image could be triggering for some guests. We're still looking at that, Irvine says. That one is complicated structurally, one thing at a time. My thoughts, I don't think they ever remove it. That's my thoughts. I don't think they ever remove it. Especially how they're saying structurally and all that. They ain't gonna do it. Um,
Yeah,
do
and
you,
a little bit of history for people too that are wondering, like, um, there were some people that were kind of saying some negative things like about Kim Irvine and stuff like that, and her kind of like changing the history of the Haunted Mansion. Like, she has a pretty big role herself in the history of the Haunted Mansion, right? Like, uh, Madame Leota was modeled after Leota Toombs, who's one of the first women to ever work in Imagineering, and she's also Kim Irvine's mom. So Kim Irvine, who's the lady that was working on these changes to Haunted Mansion and also was being interviewed, her mom is Leota Toombs, who was the person that they like filmed and modeled Madame Leota after in the floating head. So it's literally her mom. So it's like she knows, like, there's the history of this attraction is very much like instilled in her family.
yeah.
So she has definitely like a reason to make sure its legacy lives on. And I think she was trying to do it in the I think they in my opinion, like the queue and everything was executed really really well to like match the mansion. Um, the only thing like I didn't really like, and I've said it on the podcast and I'll say it again, like I don't really like understand the negative reaction, just like the way Kim said it in her interview. I don't understand the negative reaction that a lot of like YouTubers and other people had about the Madame Leota gift shop. um, I can understand maybe that they didn't like the AI art inside, because that makes sense, right? Like we don't need to be using AI art when they employ so many artists. Like that makes sense.
Literally.
It then, she provided clarity saying that they were using it as a placeholder, until they were able to get the handmade items that were being made specifically for it. But I feel like in that instance, they should just like put a prop there or just not put anything at all. Because like I think choosing AI art in a world or an age where you can reverse image search literally anything,
Anything.
people are gonna do it. And now I think like Imagineering needs to like know that like from this point on, like people are gonna reverse image search everything they build. So like they can't use anything that's like AI generated unless they're specifically saying they're going to use it,
Yeah.
because people will reverse image search that, find where it came from, and call them out like right away. Um, and I just don't think that like she probably understood like people would do that. They were just like, Disney did say, in all fairness, when they first debuted the gift shop, they posted a blog post saying that more changes and accessories and props would be added into the shop as time went on. Like they put that disclaimer out there, so like we already kind of knew it wasn't finished. But like people just kind of forgot that thing about it. I don't know. I didn't really understand like the negativeness towards the haunted mansion. Some people were saying it made the haunted mansion look smaller. It ruined the perspective of everything. Um, they said it was like weird that it was placed where it was, like because it's outside the gates of the haunted mansion and not within the gates or the rails of haunted mansion, which could make sense when you put it that way. There's like a lot of different things people were saying about it. I personally felt like it. We talked about it before. I felt like it offers a really great perspective shift between haunted mansion, New Orleans Square area versus Bayou Country, and then it really does a great job of making Splash Mountain's old mountain look smaller because it's supposed to be smaller now that it's a salt mine. So in that instance, it kind of helps with that. Um, I don't necessarily know that it messes up the perspective or scale of haunted mansion. I'm not a designer, so I can't speak with any authority at all on that. And there are people who make videos and stuff that are designers and have better perspective on that. But I'm just, as an average guest, like kind of walking through, who's maybe a little bit more observant than other people. Uh, I've never got the vibe, and I don't know about you, Mondo, that like that the gift shop made me think that the mansion looked smaller because the
No.
gift shop was there.
The only
Like
thing the gift
I
shop
never got that.
the only thing the gift shop to me was like, are we trying to cover up Tiana's? That was the only thing I
Yeah.
ever questioned. And now that like I've been in it and I walk out of haunted, yes, their whole goal was to just block Tiana's as much as possible. They don't want you to even there is no Tiana's. You're just in haunted mansion. You're in New Orleans. uh, I don't know. For me, the AI art, I get all the argument about that. And I did a video like 2 days ago, I said you couldn't have asked anybody to just be like, "Hey, can you create something that's temporary for Madame Leota's?" Like, I find it hard that there's not at least 10 artists that are like, "Oh, I'll totally do that." And I feel like somebody would be excited to do that art to have be put up in Disneyland. Like I don't know. It's a weird one that they were like, just AI that. Just AI that. Nobody's gonna care. And obviously the opposite happened. Everybody cared. Um, AI is getting crazy. I saw a video on Instagram today that showed AI people uh, doing like tutorials uh, doing like announcement videos, like breaking news kind of announcements. And I was like, wow, AI is getting to the point where it's looking like real people. I don't know how else to say it. It's looking like real people. And they make things like move. So, like, if they would turn their head, their earrings would move and shadows would change. I'm like, how the hell is AI doing that? What? AI is getting ridiculous. Um, I look at it like this, Danny. AI is for sure the future, wherever the hell it's taking us. If it could improve and help the visions of Imagineers, I think AI is like fair game, if you ask me. But like in this instance of like a temporary art, I feel like someone could have done that job. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like I lean towards more of like AI is the future. I think it should be allowed in like
Yeah, someone brought up a point saying
as
that
like a
like
tool to assist the vision. That's what I'm trying to say. That's
yeah,
what.
someone brought up a point in like one of our past live streams saying that like in the past like people were saying, "Oh, well, it wasn't like this." And they were saying, "Okay, well, they were using all the tools available to them at the time and now AI and AI generated art is like a tool that's available to Imagineers now that wasn't available. And why wouldn't they use a new tool that's available, right? They use the latest technology to like bring animatronics to life and, you know, trackless ride vehicles and all that kind of stuff. So like, what's the difference with like using art in an attraction that's AI generated? But I think in this instance, it just felt weird because um, it would be more authentic in this instance with like an old kind of, you know, carriage house or horse stable that was from an old abandoned mansion that like the artwork would look more hand drawn than like AI generated. And so, or like hand painted because it gives it more age. In that instance, that seems more of like an appropriate uh like item that they would have for like something like this. And so I feel like that in that instance it wouldn't work, but like if they can do it for other things in the future, like why wouldn't they, you know? And they might at some point. But like for Haunted Mansion, I feel like it makes sense that they would want someone to do something like handmade or at least you know, someone has generated it themselves on the computer, like an artist has done it and there's like a purpose to it because the AI can do a really good job but it can't always do exactly what you want. And
Yeah.
people are even picking apart the picture that they had put in there and like, you know, just like a lot of AI art that's
Yeah.
generated now, like her dress would like kind of mold into the staircase that like didn't even really like it was like things were weird, which is what you usually notice on a lot of this AI art. So like there's stuff like that you just wouldn't expect to like be used on a ride or some kind of prop in Disneyland somewhere.
Yeah. AI is crazy. I do like using Grok on X. I love it as a search engine. That's kind of the only way I use AI. I don't really use AI to like create images. For whatever reason, every time I try to create an image with AI, it's never what I'm thinking. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just not prompting it right, but yeah. Um, we got a super chat from Darnell W. Thank you for all the Haunted Mansion discussion. I'll always love the OG mansion in all its forms. Let's go! I love Haunted Mansion. I love Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion was the only ride I did on Saturday, and I got to do it twice. It was so good. But thank you, Darnell W. Dropping 10. Uh, where is this? I want to read. Eric says, do you think Disney parks are going to add AI generated creations are part of the park experience in their terms and policy going forward? They already tried to do AI. It was called Genie. Complete disaster. $1 million disaster. Dude, the amount of money that probably went into Genie is stupid because they also implemented it in Walt Disney World. And just to have the server alive for Genie, the amount of money wasted. Is Genie still on the app, Danny? Have you even tried to use Genie? And I'm not talking about Genie Plus
Um,
or I guess Lightning Lane Plus now that it's different.
I think they retired it. They
Oh, they
like I remember.
retired it even. It's
Yeah,
gone.
I think they said that they shut it down. It
Wow.
ended up not being like a like I
Yeah,
think
Disney was
if you
trying
go
to.
into if you go to you can do there is like a what looks like a Genie service, but it doesn't say
Oh,
it's
today's
Genie.
plans. Today's plan.
Yeah, today's fun. It has the lamp, but there's no like Genie associated with it.
Yeah, dude. They tried. It could have worked. It just didn't. Yvette says, I think the issue with AI art is that they have so many artists under contract as if they could just have used in house people, even as cool opportunity for any cast member to participate. Totally agree. No argument there. What's up, Jar Jar Bougie, all the way in Dublin? They use AI now since all the budget goes to trash Disney Plus shows. They probably use AI everywhere. Black Eye Channel. I met an AI robot named Ultron. Seems nice. He said he's going to help humanity. Hey, tell him to go to Avenger Campus and handle the spider bots. That's what we need. All right. We're done with Haunted Mansion. We're moving on. That was a lot of Haunted Mansion talk. Lunar New Year had its opening day, opening weekend. Wow. We're going to talk about it now, but I just want to say this. Danny just dropped his video on 5571, which is his YouTube channel. So after you watch this live stream, go check out his video right here. Just dropped it today. Lunar New Year, Danny. What are your thoughts on like? What are your thoughts on like how everything worked out? The food, time, the celebration as a whole with music and just the festivities they had going on. How'd you feel? How do you feel about it?
It felt good. I feel like the only thing um I will say there was like there was a lot of repeats on booth foods. So like the booth foods didn't really feel all that special. There were a few standouts, right? Like the fire wings seemed to be really popular with a lot of people even today. That was like probably the busiest booth all week. That was at the Red Spice Traders, Dragon Spice, whatever Traders booth. The Panda Bow was like a huge hit, and it's way different than the one from Pixar Fest. So that one was really popular today too. I noticed really long lines there. And then the Mickey Macaron, like still a hit. We were there today, and they were yelling and announcing to everyone that they had run out and they were sold out for the day. So
I
every
haven't
year
tried it this year. I haven't tried it.
every year the filling inside is different. The macaron itself looks the same, but the filling's different. So this time the inside of it is strawberry milk tea flavored, and so people were excited to try it because it's like one of their favorites. And it sold out today. So like they're just constantly selling out of that one. But other than that, like the noodle booth, everything there was the same. Where the red panda bun is like technically still an old item. Same with the other item that was there, the Kung Pao item. Over at the Wrapped with Love booth, that had the pho dip, which was new, but the other item there, the lemongrass like dumplings, like those weren't new. So that was kind of a repeat item. They had a few other repeat items, some of the like the birria egg roll.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of things that like kind of were repeats. It felt like, and like it's always exciting when there's something new to try. And I get why they bring back some of the favorites, but I think that it's better to have new things, especially when like Lunar New Year specifically. There's like not that there's not that many booths, right? They only have six marketplace booths, so there's not a lot to choose from. However, where they did excel was some of the other foods, like it seems like one of the really popular things was like the chashu turkey leg, Mondo. So we had the chashu ribs, but like the turkey leg was like, people were saying that was really good. Um, Over at Award Wieners, they had a banh mi hot dog. That one has been getting a lot of praise from a lot of people.
Damn.
Um, the we had the banh mi sandwich, which we felt like was better than ever at Paradise Garden Grill. And then the pork, I think the pork at Lamplight Lounge, that's been getting like a lot of praise too. So there's a lot of really good dishes. People really love the almond bread pudding that they have at Aunt Cass. So there's a lot of different options. I today, Mondo, tried the strawberry lychee bourbon cocktail over at
Damn.
the Raptor or the
Where do you get that?
Prosperity Valentine's booth. That was probably one of the best cocktails I've had at Disneyland. It was really good. Really, really good.
Wait. Say that again. A bourbon lychee what?
Strawberry lychee cocktail is what it's called, but it's made with bourbon.
Wow. That sounds good. That sounds.
Yeah. So that it was really, really good. Probably one of the better drinks I've had at Disneyland. That was really bomb. So I feel like they had some really good hits that necessarily didn't have to do with the booths. But like the procession, everyone loves that. The merchandise fire this year, everything they did for the merchandise was good. There's not even a bad piece of merch. They all look really good.
Mm.
Everything looks good. um the the areas like we normally see, like with activities, they had the AP giveaway for a magic key. So it's all the stuff we know and come to expect, with a few extra surprises. They didn't like cut back any of the dancers in the procession. It was the same amount. In fact, they like had a new segment with like some new fan dancers that had these like golden fans that weren't there before. That was kind of cool. um it so they that in that sense they didn't cut back on entertainment. They still had live entertainment going on at Sonoma Terrace. They had live entertainment going on over at the Paradise Garden Grill area. So it
Mhm.
was still like a big presence in the park. And it I know last year was kind of like the first time we saw Lunar New Year really expand to like everywhere.
Yeah.
uh, and this year it didn't seem like they like reined it in. They kind of kept it that way.
There. Let me see. I don't know if he posted a video. Did he? No. He put it only on his story. Damn. Um, in downtown Disney, over there by Din Tai Fung, the stage, they're doing Lunar New Year festivities there too. They had like the dancing dragons, or maybe it was just one dragon, but I was like,
Mm,
what? I love the dancing dragon. I feel like they used to have that like at World of Color area back in the day, maybe like 2019 or something. I don't even know, but the dancing dragon they used to have it at Universal Studios Hollywood too, but we lost it over there. So it was just
yeah.
cool, like, oh, the dancing dragon's back. It's so cool. Lunar New Year for me, um, the biggest takeaway I had was like it has a lot of repeatability to it. From the food, the entertainment, everything was just fun. I really, really enjoyed this year's Lunar New Year. Honestly, I kind of want to say it's probably like my favorite Lunar New Year since the pandemic. I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. And like you could just do Lunar New Year stuff and not even do rides, honestly, and still have a fun time. Because there's just so much to do. Um, I definitely have like like 3 or 4 items where I'm like, I really want to try them before everything ends. I was just showing one of them. It was the one that you were just talking about, Danny, the almond bread pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this, dude. Damn.
I wish I could eat that because I would eat it.
Food at Disneyland gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah,
9 out of 10, dude. That's what I want. Give me one of those.
I want one too.
What was your number one item? Number one item, Danny. Lunar New Year.
Honestly, I'm gonna have to say the number one item was, um, for me. It's got to be either the Shanks or the pizza flatbread thing from Avengers Campus at the Pim Test Kitchen. The banh mi was really good, and I want to say I could have given that um, like my favorite item, but I want to bump out the other ones because it wasn't new, right? It wasn't original. Like they've had it many years. I
Yeah.
felt like it was the best it ever been, but it wasn't like new and original, and I liked that this was kind of like new and different. So I was excited to try it, and it felt good. Um, the other thing I will say too, Mondo's, in our video, in both our videos, we talked about the hot dog bun being better and different this year than it ever had been. That was sold at a cart over in the Paradise Garden Grill area. I noticed today that every cart that sells hot dogs in DCA, so there's one over by the Little Mermaid attraction where the Pandora jewelry store is now.
Yeah.
There's also another stand that sells hot dogs over by Incredicoaster, those normal stays that you always see that sell just hot dogs. Also, the one by kind of like walking towards Ghirardelli, that's always kind of sitting there right across from Boudin. Those stands, every single one of those now is carrying this item,
Yeah.
not just the one at the back. So it seems like they're widening the availability of this a little bit.
This year, this item's the best it's ever been. I loved it. I loved it. I super recommend this one. I enjoyed it with mustard. For me, I'm gonna go with number one item is the banh mi. Uh, I could easily get this again. They have a
You
big
love
one.
that strawberry brulee thing.
Yeah, I was gonna get into that. The banh mi sandwich, the version I got is a sip and savor, so it's like a smaller, and it's over there at Paradise Garden Grill by Goofy Sky School. Uh, and they also sell the strawberry roulade. This strawberry roulade is ridiculously good. Like if you get these two items, like you combo it up right here, you're gonna have a wonderful day. Like you're just set. You're set. The roulade is not on Sip and Savor, so you got to buy that. I think it was like 670 or something, 675. Super recommend. Those are my favorite two items right there. I would get them again. Literally. Um, Let me see. Also, too, if you're a Magic Key holder, you get your Sip and Savor for 45. If you're not a Magic Key, I think it's 50. So it's a saving of $5. That goes a long way. That's like getting a free item. It's like getting a free item. I'll try it this week. The Mickey Bun was flavorless 2 years ago. I've never been a fan of it. I'll just say it like that. I'm not going to go deeper than that. Jamie Lynn, all the food looked yummy, especially that cake. It was delicious. It was delicious. Hope you're doing well with the baby, Jamie Lynn. Hope you're sleeping. Sleeping's like the biggest factor. Is there anything that like you would have wanted more out of Lunar New Year festivities, or you're fine with the way it is?
The only thing I would have wanted more was potentially. I want them to expand into like rather than doing the. I mean, I like that they do the entertainment on those side stages that we were talking about. I would love for it to become kind of like a festival of holidays where they set up a stage in the World of Color area and they have some bigger entertainment there, and do like maybe some of the things Mondo was talking about that are going on in downtown Disney. They have those um, over in the Paradise or in the World of Color viewing area too. Just kind of so that feels like it's more of a overall celebration, and then maybe to add a little bit more to the procession, like maybe another float or something that they can have some more characters from Mulan, or even because they didn't include, and we forgot to mention actually on this live stream, one thing that the festival did get smaller with this year was the fact that Raya is no longer meeting inside Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. Her meet and greet is gone, and there was no other space to meet Raya. So maybe they add Raya and like Sisu or something on a float in the procession, and they could have included her. That could have been a cool addition as well.
Yeah, kind of an odd. No Raya, but didn't add her anywhere. I was like, what? We can't. We're not gonna get her. Period. Yeah, that's the right answer. She's not coming at all. Um, I feel I don't know if like they even care to go bigger with Lunar New Year, but I think adding the stages in front of Monsters Inc. would be really cool. Kind of how like Festival of the Holiday does. They use the stage, and then they use that back corner by Coke, the Hollywood Lounge, I think they call it, over
Mm-hmm.
there. It would be cool to get two more entertainments right there. Just you because they got Lunar New Year foods over there with the food truck. And then like the parade goes through there, so it's just I feel like it would be cool because you get it on that corner of DCA, and then you get it on the other corner of DCA. Um, but I enjoyed
Yeah,
Lunar New
another
Year.
thing forgot to mention, Angie LA. Glad she brought it up. We did have an opportunity to talk to some of the chefs when we were there because we were there on opening day, and they said that the studio catering truck is like a love of theirs, right? They put in their passion projects or their passion items that they're trying to work on for all these special, whether it's like a special item for Moana or a special item for festival holidays, or in this instance, Lunar New Year. They have been really kind of putting a lot of love into those items that go into that food truck that's over in Hollywood Lounge area. And that's one thing that Mondo and I forgot to get over there. We just didn't have time. Or any food left. Like we had eaten so much food already. But yeah, there's a new item in the studio catering truck that's like a scallion pancake tostada with bulgogi. And he told us that he recommended we try that. So I'd like to try that at some point um, during the festival time this month. So
Yeah, the chefs they killed it. Awesome job, Lunar New Year, super success in my opinion. I can't wait to. There's like three or four items for sure. For sure, the food truck because that chef guy told us about it. I was like, I'll try that one of these days. We're gonna be back a lot. Real quick, Christy becoming a member. Thank you for supporting the podcast. Also, too, uh, we got Savage Baca gifting another membership. Ah, Savage Baca.
did
And
you get
then,
his super chat?
oh, oh, my Lanta. Just did Sip and Savor with my wife. Super worth. First time we used all 6 tabs in one day. Thank you for the recommendations. That's what I'm saying, dude. Repeatability. I'll give you a prime example of zero repeatability. The Pixar Fest boost. Like get me out of here. No, thank you. Oh man, Dan, you went hard, Savage Baca. Thankfully, I had Danny. Like, there's no way I could do 6 tabs. Somebody asked earlier. I can't bring it up right now, but they asked about the faux dip, the pho dip. What did you think? Did it live up to the hype? Did it disappoint? What'd you think of the pho dip?
Um, I thought the pho dip was pretty good. It's not. The only thing I could say is that like sometimes they don't give you like my friend got one today actually, and they didn't have any jalapenos on it, and like jalapeno is like a big part of pho, so I would like I feel like that's one thing it was missing was like a lot of spice. It didn't feel like it had enough spice on it. Um, so I saw a lot of people like pouring the pho broth onto the sandwich. I don't necessarily like that because I like to let it soak in the bread. I will say though the cup's like not big enough for the bread to like fit in, so that is a little bit of an issue. But I thought it was a pretty good item. They gave a lot of meat in there. It wasn't like a slim pickings or anything like that. And today it sold out. So
Wow! Damn. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the pho dip. I love pho. I've had it many, many times. I would recommend this if you're like thinking about it. You want to use one of your tabs. Super recommend. Um, I liked everything about it. I said it in this post. I wish it had a slap of cheese, which obviously makes no sense with a pho dip, but so doesn't this bread right here. I just feel like the cheese would like hold everything together, just give it a different taste. But I didn't think this one was spicy at all. You know, Lunar New Year this year was a very spicy endeavor. How do you feel about the spice, the legitimate spice that came through this year? Lunar New Year did not mess around with spice. They gave it to us.
Yeah, the spiciness was just on another level for a lot of these items. It was a big theme amongst a lot of the foods for sure. So, the wings didn't taste bad. I thought they tasted good. It was just a little too. I knew if I ate all of them, it would spell bad news for me later in the day with like indigestion and stuff. So I didn't eat all those. The Legend of the 10 Spices flatbread from Pim Tasting Kitchen was really spicy as well too. Then they had like kung pao items. This was like very like spicy themed. I felt like with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Um, it went well. You know what? My friends did today, Mondo, which was actually pretty good. Mama Odie's hot sauce. They went and bought that at Disneyland, and then they brought it over and were putting it on some of the items from Lunar New Year Festival, and thought it was like a really good ad. So.
Wow. You said that hot sauce is good too. I remember you saying
Oh,
that.
I love Mama Odie's hot sauce. I already finished the bottle. I need to get another one.
Man. I like Trader Joe's hatch chili salsa, which is not very spicy, but I love it. Trader Joe's salsa. Let me bring it up real quick. It's right here. This thing, on your eggs, this thing is the best right here.
Oh, the green one. The
Yeah,
green one on your eggs is so good.
that green one right there. I don't know about this red one. I could care less that. I'm talking about the salsa verde. Whew, it's so good. Um, yeah, Lunar New Year was great. You're thinking about going, definitely do it. Um, Nothing changed, right, in the World of Color opening.
No, it's still the hurry home,
Hurry
like
home.
same opening. Yeah, so nothing's changed there. It's very much like same old with this year's Lunar New Year Festival, just with a new merchandise and some new food items. But otherwise, people like to experience the same things, and with a little bit of new mixed in, and that's kind of what Disney gave us.
Yep, yep. All right, we're gonna get out of Disneyland. We're gonna go to downtown Disney real quick. We got a great look at the wonderful world of sweets. All the signage and everything has gone up. It looks very pretty and very, whimsical, I guess you could say. Um, I have not I don't know the exact details of what kind of candies they're gonna sell and all that. I could imagine it's the same as Marceline's, which like was the previous. Um, we're hearing speculation, like very strong speculation. This might open next week. I'm not sure of the exact date, but this might open next week, which is kind of shocking because we thought this was like maybe late February, like Valentine kind of thing or something. But no, might be next week. That's exciting. I can't wait to see this store. Disney's been doing great jobs with stores, at least just this new era of Disney with the vision and I feel like, and we saw the concept art. There's like physical pieces of things in the air, like above you. I'm excited. I'm excited to get this like Willy Wonka vibe or something in there. It's gonna be cool. So I just want to let people know that. There's another thing. Where is it? We're gonna get out of Disneyland. We're gonna talk some Universal Studios Hollywood. Hollywood. Popcornopolis, goodbye.
Is the donut place officially gone too?
Supposedly, if I'm not mistaken, I think they said today's the last day or something. I was like, there's a lot of weird stuff happening at City Walk. Abercrombie and Fitch, gone. Popcornopolis, gone. Dong Po, gone. Just nobody even knew. There's rumors speculating about a whole other assortment of restaurants that might be closing at City Walk. What I wanted to bring up, Danny, you're starting to hear all these closures. Where does your mind go? You know what I mean? Where does your
Yeah,
mind go?
I sent you a new a tweet I saw too. More closures in City Walk, which is crazy. Maybe Margaritaville, Raider Image, the two Lids stores that are in there, the Dodgers clubhouse, which I feel like that's always busy. The Johnny Rockets location. Uh,
This is from
Basically
Universal
like
Apex.
everything that's there.
Everything you love closed. I don't. I honestly don't get it. Um, Let me say this, Danny. If this is all closing because of a hotel and the future and the vision of it being like we want this to be a resort, because it's not a resort. It's just we have theme park. We don't have a hotel attached. Um, why close everything? Is it just that these things don't correlate with resort vision or something? You know what I mean? Like Dodger Clubhouse, that could be there forever. We just won a championship. The Dodgers just won a championship. They probably might win another one. What are your thoughts on this aspect?
I don't know. It's weird. There's rumors too that they were saying like this could be more than one hotel, and they're building, um, an additional hotel at the back of City Walk, so that those guests will have to walk through City Walk to get to Universal, and then there'll be the nicer hotel at the front of the park where like the front gate parking is. So there's like two different hotels. And then there's some people, Mondo, saying that like the back of City Walk, they would use it as like an expansion to the park, and that's why they're closing everything, because they would like use it as expansion to areas of the park that they need for some of the things they're trying to do, and that to them is more important than like these shops inside inside Universal. But then that would make sense for the Dodgers clubhouse and like the Lid store. Like if they're trying to do that new security, and like getting rid of all those shops on that side to kind of like rework the way security is. And that goes with Popcornopolis too, because that's kind of like all in the front right there. So if they're trying to like level that out and like rechange the way you go for security, and have it be so that like you're in security when you're in City Walk, like I don't know, it would require a whole reworking, because right now it just doesn't work that way without them adding security like in the structure. And
Yeah.
that doesn't really work either. I mean, like a perfect example of that is like Disney Springs, right? Like Disney Springs did that after Disney Springs, like Disney, the idea of Disney Springs came, and then Disney Springs, like and then the whole like concept of like making sure like downtown Disney at Disneyland and Disney Springs were inside the security bubble, that came later, right? So like for the longest time, as everyone knows who's watching this channel, downtown Disney, up until literally even the year before this year, they had like temporary security for years at Disneyland in tents with folding Costco tables. They
Hmm.
still exist over on the harbor side, right?
Yeah.
And those those weren't made permanent until recently, because they had to add it all at last minute. And like adding the structure security for Disney Springs is a terrible experience. It's not very good, and I don't know like the long term of that there, but like trying to do that at Universal just sounds like a nightmare.
Yeah. So, I don't know how strong these rumblings have been, but I've seen it a lot lately. It's actually what Carrie's talking about right here. I think it's obvious to add park space. City Walk wasn't profitable. So they're doing all these closures with an intention of adding theme park? I don't think so, man. I find it hard to believe because you need this like City Walk presence if you are doing hotel. It's kind of odd to just have hotel theme park without some type of day life, nightlife for people to still enjoy outside of the theme park. Um, I don't, I don't know. I'm gonna say no to City Walk becoming theme park. Uh, that's my answer. What do you think, Danny? That all these closures are because they want more theme park? Uh, I just want to say Universal, with all their heart, want more theme park for sure,
Oh
but
yeah.
it's not going that direction. Is what I'm trying to say. That's what I think. What do you think, Danny? What do you think?
I mean, I don't really know Universal's like map layout all that well, so I'm looking at it right now
Yeah, I'll bring
to
it up
see
like a satellite map.
to see even like with City Walk. I mean, the only thing they could do is, well, I guess it makes sense if you think about it this way, Mondo. It is butt up against the Wizarding World, and
Ah!
oh my God, Mondo, literally just pull
Change
this
my
up,
mind.
please.
You're the opposite of me right now. Change my mind. Change my mind.
Pull it up. Zoom in to the back half of it.
This is where Twosome Emporium is right here.
Yeah, no, zoom out a little bit though. Go up a little bit. Look what's right there.
Mm.
So those are the building. That's the AMC movie theater, right? And then there's the back of the City Walk right there. Curve around the building, like the building that's the AMC theater. That's right there. That's there. But the building that's next to it, that's Margaritaville. If they got rid of that and that whole back half of City Walk, what does it connect with? It connects with the current tram loading spot, which is supposed to go away. So that's a ton of space that can go and literally make Diagon Alley if they wanted to.
Damn.
Because the tram is supposed to go away, right? It's supposed to go in the lower lot. So if they got the tram garage, the tram loading area, the back half of City Walk, that's a pretty big expansion to Wizarding World right there.
So wait. What about this? Is the theater right here, right? This whole
That's the theater. That would stay. That
that
would be
okay. You're
mhm.
let me draw some lines. Let me draw some lines. You're saying like man, I guess right here like honestly like that.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
uh I don't even I guess like this route. There we go. Damn.
That's a lot of
Wow.
space.
That's massive. That's like
Mhm.
two current Harry Potter areas. Oh man, that'd just be crazy. Well, we do know iFly's gone. I'm just saying that's like that key entrance over there. Um, crazy. I don't know. Anything's possible, man. Uh,
Yeah, I think it just determines like I don't we don't really know the plans like if Universal's trying to change the way that you access City Walk by having to go through security first, it can essentially make a whole section of City Walk completely useless, right? Like no one's going to walk away from the theme park to go to a section of City Walk unless they're going specifically to that section. The reason why City Walk works so well in Orlando is because you park at like one end of it and you have to walk through all of City Walk for the most part to get to like anywhere. And so they kind of set up ours the same way.
yeah.
And but like there's still a big section of City Walk that you don't miss if you're parking like Jurassic or something like that, that you don't even go to. Like you don't even go to the Chocolate Emporium if you're coming through like Jurassic parking. So like you're not even, unless you're making it a point to go that way. So like changing it so that the security's where you're showing it is even worse. Like that's like you have to make it a point to really go in there, and like there needs to be something in there that's destination wise. So is it smarter for them to keep these shops and restaurants, or is it smarter for them to expand the theme park? Like I don't know, that's going to be a question they have to figure out too, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah. I think my heart, I want City Walk, man. I love City Walk. I like It's like saying
And
like
then there's
we're
I just
taking
gotta say real
away.
quick, Mondo, before you go anywhere. Someone in the chat named Foulbull said, "Yeah, but there's a huge hill there that won't work." Let's not forget, Foulbull, that Universal is building a gigantic ass roller coaster on a hill that literally no one said they could build anything on, and they're fitting this huge roller coaster and station, and they're literally making the roller coaster loop around the freaking escalators that go down the hill. Okay, so I don't want to hear any arguments in the chat about Universal not being able to put something there because there's a hill, because they'll make it work somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
How the
They'll
hell
just
they
do it.
do
They'll do
this?
it. Because
This,
there's not a soul
dude,
in the chat that could have said otherwise, that the
imagine.
space that they're building the roller coaster on now, that they could have imagined something like that going there.
Hey,
There's no way. No one could
this,
have done that.
this proves Universal could do whatever the hell they want right here.
Yeah,
They do
literally.
whatever the
Because
hell they
I
want.
would never have imagined all that fitting in like basically a vertical hill for the most part.
Let me explain something. Say like I had just whatever luck. I had a chance to meet an engineer that was going to do this project in the plaza, Danny. I'm in the plaza. He's like, "Hey, Mondo, let me tell you some juicy tea. Right over there, we're going to build a Fast and Furious roller coaster." And I'm like, but that's animal actors and special effects. What are you talking about? No. I'm talking to we're doing this on the hill. But that's a hill with trees. That's where we're doing. I would have been like, you're bullshit. I would have called Daddy up. Some guy was telling me that they're gonna demolish special effects, animal actors, and then build this Velocicoaster Cosmic Rewind on a hill. Bullshit. I would have been like, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. And today is January 19th, and here it is. I I would have totally never believed it. I would have never there's nothing in my heart that's like, wow, I take you super serious right now. I would have never taken that statement serious. But Danny, let's get into this. I just want to get into the juicy one right here, Danny. As this, we've already known this is an extreme ride. The fact that it's also going to be turning and stuff. Now that we're actually seeing track inversion, this beautiful, super sexy S right here. How are you feeling about it, Danny? There's been more pieces added to it. I should be out there hopefully in a couple days. But how do you feel about it, dude? How do you feel?
I just seeing the way that thing is snaking all over the place is just crazy to me. Like, I can't believe how fast they're building it, how close it's going to be hugging the hillside. I will definitely not be experiencing this attraction.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
all.
ask you. Are you falling more in the like, I don't want to do this? This is
I'll never do this ride ever. But I think it'll be really cool.
No, because that makes me worried. I don't think Universal wants to hear that. Is this too extreme? Like
no,
you're not the market.
No, I feel like they need rides like this. There's definitely a huge market for this. It's gonna do very well for them. If 100%, it's gonna do very well for them. It's just I won't be experiencing it, but I think it'll be really cool to see it in action. Like, especially like the way that they're implementing it into the hillside of the Universal Studios like landscape. It'll look really great. They're probably going to plant a lot of trees around it, and like,
I hope so.
And then those are going to grow in really nice. It'll look really great.
Like, the aesthetic of this whole hill is just going to be insane. Just moving roller coaster, people screaming. I don't know if there'll be audio. We'll see. Yeah, to me, this roller coaster, it's just ridiculous. When you see it in person, you're just like, how is this being done? How are humans doing this? How did anybody envision this? How did it get approved? Like, Universal has some crazy, badass engineer vision, and it's wild to see come to life. Every piece that keeps going up, it's just more and more beautiful. More and more beautiful. Um, I have this news that kind of dropped out of nowhere. I just want to mention it. You know, it's Speculation Sunday. Uh, right here. This is from where is it? HHN365. Immortal Mask, a company that makes masks for HHN Hollywood each year, posted what looks like Night Tingle on their Instagram story. Could this HHN Orlando Original House series be coming to HHN Hollywood this year? Um, man, I said it looked like Palpatine, but did you ever do Night Tingle? I don't even know what Night Tingle is. To me, I don't know. I don't know all the lores over there in Florida.
No, yeah, I did not. I never did that maze.
What I wanted to say, uh,
Sounds like
night.
you're saying night tinkles.
What? How do you say it?
No, I said it sounded like you were saying night tinkles, but it's night tingles, I guess.
Yeah, my first heart, or like my heart, wanted to say night, nightingale. It might be nightingale. I don't know, but whatever. Universal
Where is
Hollywood.
it at? HHN. I can't even see it on the screen because it's too blurry.
Oh,
It's on. Did you post it on your Twitter?
yeah. It's too blurry. Oh, am I having bad
On
internet?
my end, it's very blurry.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah, that's nightingales, night tingles.
Nightingale. Night.
That's nightingale.
I suck at English, man. I suck. I'm tired.
HHN365.
Nightingales. Everybody's like, what the hell are you talking about? Nightingale. Danny, what are you telling me? You never did nightingales?
I don't remember. I was like, that sounds like a really weird name.
Um,
No,
I don't
Nightingale.
doubt.
I did not. I didn't do Nightingales either, so I don't even know what that is. But I know Universal has some really cool original mazes over in Orlando. So whatever the storyline is, I'm sure it would translate well here too. Um, like they've had some great ones. I mean, wasn't Scarecrow originally there,
Yeah,
right? Or
that's
did
what I
we
was
have
gonna
Scarecrow?
say. We for whatever reason, Florida has their hand in Hollywood now when it comes down to horror nights, and they're just pushing originals this way. We got the Scarecrow, Dead Exposure. Might it be Nightingale next? We'll see. To me, I've enjoyed the Florida. Dead Exposure was great in the beginning. Uh, it probably would have been greater if it wasn't 100 degrees for like 2 weeks or whatever it was. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. Bring that up. Um, let me see. Let me see. Oh my Lanta! How am I not even talking about that? No Disney reservations for tonight, for tomorrow. Danny was dealing with that issue himself. Talk about that real quick, Danny.
Yeah, I think it's just because it's a holiday weekend. This was the first Sunday this was the first day that all passes could experience the Lunar New Year stuff since it had debuted. So that played into it. Then it's also Martin Luther King Jr. Day hit like weekend, so like a lot of people can go today and stay out late because they don't have to go to work tomorrow or they
Yeah.
don't have to go to school tomorrow. And so that's another reason that caused a little bit more crowds, right? Or some people might be going tomorrow too on the actual holiday. So I just feel like Disney kind of closed that off. Traditionally, like Martin Luther King Jr. Day is like a really busy day for theme parks typically. Like the January and February holidays specifically, they tend to be really bad at Disneyland. Like the President's Days in February and stuff like that, they get really crazy. I know there's also in February we have like a week or two where like a lot of Arizonians and Utah
Yeah. I know.
like guests come in because they have like weeks off of school, and those become insane weeks too. So there's like a lot of things that like we aren't privy to, like um necessarily in our day-to-day lives, but then like Disney knows like, hey, this is a crazy time. I kind of got exposed to that a little bit when I was working there, especially since I was on like the hotel side. We knew more of like the trends of like when we would expect crazy times in the parks because the way the hotels were trending as far as like, occupancy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I always knew that like Martin Luther King specifically, like that holiday was always like just a crazy time at Disneyland. So it makes sense that's not available. Um, and I would imagine, next week we're seeing, the ability to book like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday already. So,
Let me
um,
let me bring this up real quick, Danny. I took it upon myself to be like, "What's up with these reservations, Disneyland? What's going on?" I was like, I don't see nobody saying nothing. I'll be the one to say it. Reservations were brutal like a week or two ago. No, this is 7 days ago. And Disneyland's like, hold my beer, Mondo. We're going to sell more magic keys. What? It's already hard to get reservations, Danny. What do you mean? What do you mean more magic keys? I don't know what to say anymore. I don't know what to say. I guess it's going to get harder. Or was it a staffing thing that was going on? I don't freaking know. I don't know, Disneyland. How do you feel about Disneyland's like, we need to sell more passes? It's just weird. We couldn't get reservations, and then you're going to sell more magic keys? What? What?
yeah, I just feel like we've talked about this before. I feel like Disney has this like special number that I wish we knew what it was that they want to keep their passes at all times, and as soon as they have people not renew, then they like they turn the faucet on and let people buy until they have that number again, and then they close off the faucet again. So it's like I wish I knew what that number was.
Yeah. Um, I could only assume Magic Key reservations are going to just start opening up way more. Only because, like, they want to make money. Having people in the theme park makes money. Blocking out your Magic Key holders, super whack. Especially in January. My gosh. Have you had a chance to look at the calendar as of late? What is that looking like? I haven't looked at. I haven't tried to book anything the last couple days.
Mhm. Yvette GA in the chat, Mondo, also says, don't forget next weekend, or sorry, not next weekend, but the weekend after. So the 31st into the 1st. That is the Disneyland Half Marathon weekend. So that'll be crazy at the parks too.
Wow. January 31st. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
stay far away from Disneyland. I'll go to Universal or Knott's. I need to make my Knott's debut. I think this week will be my Knott's debut.
Yeah, let me know what day you go. I'll go
Yeah, I
with
was
you.
gonna say, Danny, we need to go together. I don't even know what I want to do now. I just want to go use my meal plan. That's what I want to go.
I know
do.
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make you upgrade so that we can use a fast lane.
Go to the lounge. I do. I don't know if it's open, but I want to do the timber log ride. I haven't done that in a long ass time. I want to do that ride. Reservations are wide open. Is there any key date that people should book? Anything you could think of right now?
Yes. If you are listening to this chat and or listening to this live stream and you are a fan of making sure that you are there on the first day of festivals, remember Food and Wine Festival this year starts on February 28th.
Oh,
It doesn't
let me
start in
book
March.
that right now.
So February 28th is opening day of the Food and Wine Festival. So make sure you have that booked, because just like this weekend, a lot of people were struggling to go on Friday, and Disney never budged with those reservations. So book that in advance so that you have February 28th for Food and Wine Festival, and then also I believe we're in the window as well. Let me just pull it up here. Star Wars Season of the Force is March 28th. So if you want to be on the first day of Star Wars Season of the Force, that will be March 28th. So
Dude, I'm glad I mentioned this. Damn, booking these days as you speak. March 28th.
Yeah, so March 28th, February 28th, those are like key days, right?
Yeah.
And then can we book May yet, Mondo, or is it just showing it's
No.
available?
It only goes to the 19th, April 19th. So we got
Yeah, so
about
we're gonna
2
have to keep
weeks.
an eye on. We're gonna have to keep on an eye on May because that May 16th week is when 70th kicks off, and that's gonna be a hard reservation to get.
Dude, oh, first day of 70th, good luck. You got to book that the day it happens. I could
Mm-hmm.
see I could see the 70th opening day like disappear and just doesn't come back. Like I could see that. Totally see that. Um
Yeah, but don't forget, Food and Wine Festival, February 28th is it's gonna come faster than you know, and another thing that's brought up in the chat here, Mondo, earlier. Someone brought it up earlier, and I actually booked one for me already, but the seminars for Food and Wine, they're already up, and so many of them are sold out already.
get what?
Yep.
Give me what do I click? Food and wine?
Just type in Food and Wine Festival, um, and then go to California Food and Wine Festival at the top,
How do people
and
know
then
this stuff, dude?
scroll down, and then it has like the bookable experiences. You already passed it. So it was at the very top.
Right here.
And then scroll down to where it says the mixology. And then in the mixology thing, click book now.
How do people know this, dude? What the
And then you
hell?
and then click that little thing, and then you can see what's available in that red link right there, that pink link.
Whoa. I have to obviously look into this. They don't have names, Danny.
So I know that it's for April 5th and the week of April 5th and 4th. So that's the, what is that? So April, yeah, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That is
Olga
August Cantina.
Santina.
Yeah, and so that's cool because
What?
the weekend before is when Season of the Force kicks off. So it'll be cool to do like a Star Wars themed one because it'll be that brief moment where Food and Wine and Season of the Force like overlap with each other a little bit. And so I want to do one of those Oga's ones for
It's
sure.
only $25 for Olga's.
Yeah, they're only $25. Yeah,
Danny,
we did. I did Oga's
we gotta
last year,
book
and
we gotta book that
I
right
did Oga's last year, and we did a Jedi Mind Trick. I think was the one that we did last year. I did it with Peter and Kidra.
now. Wow, that's cool. Damn, man. I'll take a look at that whenever I have a chance. Night tingles sounds like a bladder problem. The bladder that follows you home. The bladder that you could no longer hold ever. Night tingle sounds like a scary house to me, man. I wouldn't want to go through it. Just you're going through a house of a lot of people with killer bladders that they cannot hold nothing in. Will you survive? Night tingles. Only at Halloween Horror Nights 2025. Danny, anything else you want to talk about before I open up to Q&A?
Um, the only thing I could think of to talk about would be, um, we do know that uh, there's some changes that are coming to ESPN Zone, and we saw a lot of movement over there, like with scaffolding and stuff coming up around the building. Finally, all the screens that completely cover the outside of the building, they were all removed. The big giant screen was removed, and in fact, when that was removed, it made the whole building exposed to the outside. So they have it like covered in like a black tarp, and I was looking through it, and you can see into the building. So right now, Disney uses the top floor of that building for office spaces, and maybe even the bottom floor too. But I know for sure the top area. Um, and according to the permitting for this, they're going to be turning it into 3 different spaces. So um, 2 tenant spots downstairs and 1 tenant spot upstairs. It doesn't necessarily mean tenant like there could be a shop there. It just means that like they're going to split it into like 3 different spaces kind of thing. How Disney is going to be using those, that's yet to be seen, right? But at least they're doing something rather than just letting it sit there be a giant advertisement for Disney Plus.
I know.
It's doing something, right? It's being turned into something, and the look of it's being changed, even if it means it completely stays an office building that Disney uses for their own purposes. The fact that it at least gets modified on the exterior to look like the rest of downtown Disney in that area is good enough for me. Um, what likely sounds what might happen just based on kind of like initial thoughts could be that it's going to be two tenants down in the downstairs portion of the building that would be for downtown Disney, and then the upstairs would maybe remain use for Disney in their offices that they have up there. uh, that's kind of how I picture it based on the way the permit's listed. But it could be changed dramatically. We don't know.
All right, let's open up to Q&A. Anything you guys want to talk about? Any questions? Travel, like questions, topics? Anything you guys want to talk about? Let's get into it. I feel like we're getting very close now, Danny, to peanut celebration at Knott's Berry Farm. I have to look into it real quick. I don't want to. Like miss out on this. I want to be there the first day. Peanut celebration, February 8th. So we got like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Our Knott's Adventure was posting on her Instagram. It's kind of like this weird lull at Knott's because there's like 3 or 4 weeks where there's just nothing going on.
Yeah.
Because it seems like Knott's always has something going on lately.
I did see our Knott's Adventure on Instagram posted this right here. Valentine's Day dinner for 2. So they're doing some Valentine festivities at the marketplace, or I mean not the marketplace, the Knott's Hotel. I'm really curious to see that. I'm not going to be part of that, but I'm curious because I don't really recall them doing stuff like this at the hotel, like the new version of the hotel. So we'll see. Maybe they get it all dressed nice and hearts everywhere. 125, that's a lot of money, but the amount of money that's going to be spent in Valentine's Day is insane. Valentine's weekend, it's going to be insane. We got Daniel Delgado, 14 months. Oh, Danny, bringing the heat tonight. Fire! Hell yeah, man. Thank you, Daniel. Let's go. 14 months strong. We got Disney Magic Mania. Already booked my Yoga's Cantina class. Why does everybody know before us, man? Every time. Every time. We got Josh. Instantly booked my food and wine reservation. What's up, Jared? Safe travels. Mondo, talking about Season of the Force, will you be getting a new chapter, or will we be getting a new chapter of Jedi versus Sith video? I would love to film that. I haven't had a chance to talk to Chris. I gave him a call last week or this week if he was going to go to Lunar New Year, but he was out traveling. I kind of want to say he was in Vegas or something. But I would love to film that. I love doing that stuff. We got Lord Shazeth. Must try the Char Siu Black Angus Prime New York multi-grain fried rice, cashew long beans, charred orange vinaigrette. Well worth
Mondo's getting
$70.
Mondo's getting exposed to a lot of char siu lately.
I love the char siu ribs were delicious. I loved them. My instant thought was I want more of that. I guess I have to go to Carthay Circle. What is Universal going to do about the tram route once the coaster opens? That is the big question. I think our answer will be a lot sooner than we think. Just because whatever reroutes have to happen if the coaster cannot run under if the tram cannot run its route under the coaster, well, that reroute's going to happen soon. 2026 is when they're opening this thing. That's a year from now. Construction is not a fast thing, so we'll see.
It's funny that you say that, Mondo, because everyone heard the opening date of the tram or the roller coaster and thought, "Gosh, that seems so far in the future, and it seems like they're moving so quickly." But now, when you bring the whole tram into it all in the bigger picture, it makes more sense as to why maybe it had to be delayed, right? Because if the tram is being rerouted and changed in any way, like that could take a while. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about it that way, it's like different.
It makes sense because this lower street right here, they what is going to happen with that? If they can't go there, then where is the tram going to go? It's all very interesting. Very, I have to say I don't know, Jamie Lynn. It's a very good question. What are your thoughts on Tokyo's Vanellope Palooza theme? She even has her own parade. What do you think, Danny? Did you have a chance to see any of that stuff?
I saw like pictures of it on Twitter, X, but I didn't really like look into it too much. But I know that like they do these really fun kind of like campaigns and like marketing campaigns that are around certain things, and this seems to be like one of them. With all the different like candy items and stuff that are themed to that. So it's cool. Vanellope von Schweetz is definitely very kawaii herself, right? So it makes sense as to why they kind of like adopted that as like something to focus in on.
Dude, look how hard they go, dude. Tokyo is just like
We can never go that hard.
we could never go that hard. We get a new cavalcade that is old and Pixar Play Parade that's like super old. That's what we get at Disneyland. We could never do this. The great word of Disneyland, budget. Whatever reason they ain't trying to budget none of this stuff. Tokyo, they don't care. We'll budget all the cool stuff. Dude, this is so cool. That they might literally do this for like 1 year only too. I don't even doubt it. So cool, man. So freaking cool. I love that. Maybe that was their test. Like, do people want Wreck-It Ralph stuff over here? You never know. You never know.
Never know.
Are they the ones that are getting the Wreck-It Ralph shooting game like Buzz Lightyear? Remember somebody was getting a Wreck-It
Uh,
Ralph something?
yes, yes, their Buzz Lightyear is turning into Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah, damn. Wreck-It Ralph already spilling out everywhere. You think Universal will do anything for Valentine's? I don't recall Universal ever doing anything for Valentine's. I'm gonna go with a no. Danny, any insight on that one?
Universal doing Valentine's?
I know.
I don't.
Not even one memory goes in my brain. Like I have no clue. I'm gonna go with a
I
no.
don't. I don't know. I'm gonna go with no.
They'll put the bride and Frankie out there. That's what they're gonna do. Uh,
Yeah,
does the peanut celebration serve special foods? They serve the whole thing. Knott's is
that's like the main thing of it.
yeah, special foods everywhere relating to peanut celebration everywhere. Like literally, they go hard on the food. Uh, when is Smuggler's Run getting the new Mando episode? Pfft, who knows? Who freaking knows? Um, I'm gonna go with like whenever the movie debuts. Honestly, yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. But like, when is that? Does that movie get delayed? Uh, does Universal or Knott's do any Lunar New Year? Universal used to go crazy for Lunar New
They
Year.
used to go crazy with it.
Yeah. I have not heard anything. Knott's has never celebrated Lunar New Year as long as I've covered them. Right, right, Danny? I can't even recall
I
any.
don't think so.
Yeah, I don't recall
Yeah,
anything.
there's not really anything that I've ever seen Knott's do for it, but Universal used to do some really cool stuff that was centered around Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, the whole plaza Lunar New Year. Like it was really cool. They even had like entertainment and stuff. Pretty sure you guys already said it, but what was your favorite Lunar New Year food item? Favorite Lunar New Year food item, Danny?
I said it was a tie between the char siu shank or the the flatbread from Pim Test Kitchen. But there's a lot I didn't try, right? I didn't try the banh mi hot dog from Award Wieners, which everyone's been talking about. It's really good. Didn't try the chashu turkey leg from the turkey leg stands. Everyone said that was really good. So just from the stuff that I tried, those were two of my favorites. Definitely liked both of those. Um, and then with the flatbread, just make sure you don't eat it by yourself. Make sure you have someone to share it with.
Yeah, that flatbread is not a one person task. Uh, for me, it was the sip and savor at Paradise Garden Grill for the banh mi, which is right here. That's absolutely delicious. And the roulade, the strawberries and cream roulade. Just get both those items. Savage Baka. I promise you, you will have a great day. Like, I promise. Do you think we could see Red Hulk come to Avenger Campus after the movie? You know, I kind of want to say yes. But the movie's more Captain America, Falcon. So I'll say Falcon is probably the more cost efficient. You know, Disneyland loves saving money. I'm gonna go with we're gonna get a new Falcon. What about you, Danny?
Yeah, I agree with that. It seems like the more like typical what we've been getting lately kind of situation.
Hey, if we
Is
were Tokyo,
the
we would get
marketing.
both. We would get both, but we ain't Tokyo.
Yeah, right.
we're just we're the budget cut Disneyland. That's what we are. The why do you think Knott's is taking so long with Montezuma's Revenge? Great question. We haven't been
I
asked
think
that in a long time.
Yeah, this is a good question. I think the speculation, and again, speculation Sunday. This is speculation. The speculation was that the contractor or the company that Knott's had hired to originally redo the attraction, like messed up or like overcommitted on what they could actually do, and weren't able to follow through with it. And Knott's had already like disassembled the track and like done everything that they were supposed to do to get this attraction ready, and the company that they had hired couldn't go through with it. And so I think Knott's was then left with a ride that had essentially been torn down, with no no next steps kind of thing. So they kind of had to wait for another person to be like, hey, we can kind of execute the plan that you were trying to originally do, and kind of move forward with this. And they finally, I think, were able to do that, and they're starting to move forward with it now. So that I think there was just a long delay because they just were stuck without someone being able to do that. The same kind of thing happened over at the Pixar Place Hotel for Disneyland, right? Like
Mm.
they had to open that hotel in the middle of construction, and that was not the plan. And they were supposed to be done like well in advance for that hotel, but they had a similar situation where like their contractor just passed they backed out of the job, and Disney was then left trying to find someone new. So I think Knott's was kind of left in that same situation. It's just maybe wasn't as easy for them to bounce back because this was like a very specific thing, like a roller coaster, and like they have to make sure that they're going to go with the right safety and all the stuff that Knott's wants to do and include, and the vision they had from what Montezuma was supposed to be, an homage to the way it was. And that's a lot
Not
to
even
ask
that.
someone.
Nas thought they were so tight that they were like, we're also going to open up and the reimagined Fiesta Village. So like, it wasn't just one ride. Like, we're going to just do that. They were like, no, we're doing the whole land and the ride, which that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like for Nas, that was ambitious as hell. Not hating or nothing. It was just like, whoa. I remember telling Danny when we heard it, I was like, I can't believe how hard they're going. This is crazy. Um, I just hope it gets completed. The whole like you don't know if the ride's gonna go forward or backward. Like I was so excited when it all debuted that Knott's is getting a reimagined Montezuma. My excitement it's depleted. It's been so long. I'm just at the point like I ain't excited for nothing. Whenever it opens is when it opens. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at, Danny. Like I ain't on a hype train or nothing. My heart's moved on. It's already been broken. Claudia, you have to convince Danny to get a universal pass since he's convinced you for knots. Now, Danny needs to get a frequent fear Halloween Horror Nights. Let's go!
I'll, I'll be doing that for sure.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to go multiple times of Horror Nights with Danny. That's what I want.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I the last 2 years I've only gone once, and it's not been enough. It's not been
yeah,
enough.
one time is not enough for Horror Nights. That's like a 2 to 4 times. Any tips traveling to Florida for a quick 2 day trip in June for Epic Universe? A 2 day trip, damn. My tip: just go hard.
Well,
Just get tired. Just do 30,000, 40,000 steps. Who cares? You're there for 2 days. You know what I mean? Because I feel like when you're doing like a 5 day trip, 6 day, you kind of have to pace yourself. You don't want to just die out in 2 days and you're like, damn, I got 4 more days. Just go hard. That's what I would say. Go hard. What were you gonna
yeah,
say,
I
Danny?
mean, I can't. Says any tips for traveling to Florida for a quick 2 day trip in June? Okay, I don't necessarily know that you have an option to do that for Epic Universe. It was my understanding that the only way you could visit Epic Universe was to buy a 3 day ticket. If unless you are chatting this and you have an annual pass to Orlando Universal, they were given the option to purchase 1 day tickets on a first come first serve basis, like in a queue system for visiting. But I believe you have to buy at least a 3 day ticket, from what I understood the way they were saying it. So
Hey, maybe
if
Michael's
you're
like,
okay,
I don't even care about that 3rd day.
yeah, as I say, if you're okay with buying a 3 day ticket and just throwing away the last day, but keep in mind, you're only be able to go to Epic Universe 1 day.
I
So
know.
you can go to Epic Universe 1 day, and then you got to pick one of the two parks for the other days. So if I was you, I'd pick Epic Universe and Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
And then I would, if you're going to just throw away the 3rd day, then just throw it away. But
Yeah.
that's a lot of money.
But I get it, dude. Not everybody wants to do 3 days, Danny. Like, I want Epic.
Yeah.
Here for Epic. But go hard. And especially stay hydrated, dude. You're going in June. Brutality. That heat, humidity is nasty. It's nasty.
Brutality to the extreme.
To the extreme. Melissa, are we going to see the hearts again for Valentine's Day on Main Street at Disneyland? The answer is no. I've heard it countless times. I almost want to say it's probably true by this point that the hearts broke. Like some structure of it, something happened that they just cannot use them. I could be completely wrong, but I've heard that so many times from way different people, not the same person. Um, what do you think, Danny? The beautiful hearts, do we get them back?
I mean, even if they were broke, why can't they fix it? If it was
Because
that
we're
big of a deal for
Disneyland.
them.
We don't have budget.
So so I don't know. I feel like they can't. If they wanted to, they would, but I just don't feel like it's a priority for them right now. Like right in this particular year, Disney's focused on a lot of refurbishments and making things look good. Buena Vista Street's behind curtains right now. They're trying to redo stuff there and make it look nice. The train, huge sections of the track are being renewed.
Jolly Holiday.
Like Jolly Holiday, like they're really trying to make Disneyland look good. They're not really focused on like these interim holidays. They are going to have like Season of the Force coming in. Like that's going to be a little bit of decoration that they add in over in Tomorrowland, and they'll have some stuff in regards to that. But they're really focused on the 70th, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing 70th decor pop up sooner than we think, right? So
Uh,
who knows what their plans are for the 70th with that planter. So I don't think it's really high on their priority list to fix the hearts for
and,
this, but maybe next year when they don't have like 70th stuff going on.
well, I was gonna say, Danny, they already made all their money for Valentine's. They sold out Sweetheart Nights. I don't know how the hell they keep selling Sweetheart Nights out, but they do. They don't care about hearts. They already got your money. R2D2 Crystal dropping a super chat. Never say anything on here, just a ninja, but LFG Mondo. Let's go! I love it. Heck yeah. 5 fires. 5 fire. Home run.
I don't know. I love that sound effect.
I know. It's one of my favorite. I love pressing that button. But thank you, Crystal. I appreciate you saying something. But it's okay. Go back to being a ninja. Will there be a Danny and Mondo video trying all the new drinky drinks for Lunar New Year? I'm not interested. The super overpriced drinks with a little bit of alcohol.
I tried one today, and it was really good. But I don't know that I would do like a whole day worth of trying. That's like a $200 video.
Yeah, if I did, it would be Lunar New Year related, or not Lunar New Year, food and wine.
Yeah,
that would be the one. But no, not Lunar New Year. Let me see. I'm just reading. Love Mondo's face when he tried the spicy wings. Yeah, I got rocked.
I will say, Mondo,
Got rocked, dude.
A lot of people I talked to about your video, they were saying that they loved your thumbnail. So you picked the best thumbnail for it. They were saying like it was such a perfect thumbnail. Like it looked like, it was very enticing to like, what made him make that face? I want to click it.
Yeah, no, dude. Those chicken wings, you will never see me eat them again. Like I will never eat. Yeah, you want to find out why I made that face? Go watch that video at some point. Those chicken wings, I'm good. I don't even want to hold those wings. They like mess my fingers up. Let me see. We got Juan. Does either of you know when Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln going to come back to Disneyland? The 70th, right?
No, it's not coming back for a really long time.
Oh, so. Mr. Lincoln. Dude, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who freaking knows?
Yeah, so it's there and it'll be there, but once Disney has put in a new round table on the stage and it's supposed to switch between like every other show. So like if you're waiting in the Opera House for one show, it'll be Great Moments of Mr. Lincoln, and then the next showing that's queued up while you're in the theater would be waiting for the Walt Disney show, and the stage would rotate in between showings, and it would show each different show like back and forth so that you could rotate what's being shown each time and people can wait for what they want. That's my understanding on how it's going to work. But once the 70th debuts in May and this attraction opens, they're going to just leave it on the Walt Disney version for pretty much the whole celebration. And maybe even beyond that a little bit, because they want everyone to be able to experience the new thing, right? The new thing is the Walt Disney animatronic and the show that's centered around Walt Disney because it's Disneyland's birthday. So Lincoln's going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus. It's still there, and they spent the money to split it, so we know it's not going away, right? They spent the money to invest in a stage that would rotate and keep the old version. We just don't know when they're going to implement it again. So for a while, it'll just be showing the one.
Yeah. It's who knows, dude. If that Walt animatronics like a raving success, they might keep that for like the rest of the year for all we know. Because they want to show off the new animatronic that probably costs a lot of money. They were making noises in the front tower yesterday, and they have breathable wrap on the tower also. So maybe something is happening soon for Montezuma. Well, I'll be there whenever opening day is. It was one of my favorite rides at Knott's. I loved it. Have you seen you can make your own tiara at Walt Disney World? They look so pretty. I kind of want to say that that's coming to Disneyland. I've seen people with it already, unless they're buying it from over there and they're just shipping it. I don't know. But yeah, that tiara is going to be very popular. I do not doubt it. Will Disney release Valentine's Day foods not related to after hours event? They always do. A
Yep.
foodie guide probably this Tuesday for all we know. Uh, yeah, I almost want to say that foodie guide's coming out like tomorrow because Sweetheart Night is I think this week coming up, right? It's like very
Hmm.
soon, very very soon.
Someone in the chat says, "Wait, is Valentine's Day fully booked?" It is. It was fully booked as of last week, and I don't see that coming undone. I think that's gonna be one that Disney locks down. So
Yeah,
um, you can
yeah,
keep checking.
especially knowing like the park's gonna close early, even harder like to get a reservation. Um, a couple more. Moises, have you guys seen the trailer for The Woman in the Yard? Possibly could be a new character for HHN. I have no clue what that is. I'll look into it.
I did see the trailer for Wolfman.
Yeah, dude, Wolfman getting a lot of hate. A lot of hate. I plan to watch it this week. I want to go. I
I
have
want to
in.
go with you to watch it.
We should watch it, Danny. Like when we go to Disneyland, we could do Garden Walk if they're showing it or something.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I like watching bad movies sometimes. Like I'm not disappointed when it's bad. It's like okay, it was bad. Uh, I want to hate it just like everybody else. All right, last or a couple five fires. Let's go. Hola, Five Fire fam. Just got out of the theater. Goonies 40th anniversary. Goonies never say die. Juan, last one. Are you going to Disneyland somewhere in May? Because me and my mom were thinking about going. I'm always going to Disneyland. I really never know when I go to Disneyland. For the most part, opening days, and then other than that, I don't know. I would like to be at Disneyland this week because I want to go look at Avenger Campus and see if they actually broke ground or if they're clearing out with like intention of construction. Because it's all very exciting. Avenger Campus expansion. We get the e-ticket ride. I want some of that. Show me. I want to see it. I want to see it. Closing thoughts, Danny.
Man, there's the Lunar New Year Festival. If you haven't already, watch Mondo's video. You can watch my video.
No, watch
We had a lot of
Danny's.
fun.
Watch Danny. He
we had a
posted
lot
it
of
today.
fun. We had a lot of fun going through and trying all this stuff. It was a great time. This is one of my favorite festivals, so definitely check those out. In addition to that, just excited for the changes that are coming. Right, the changes in downtown Disney and the fact that this year we have so much to cover and showcase for like construction and stuff like that. It's really exciting because it like lets us kind of bring it to everyone and talk about it on the show and stuff like that. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for you know the food and wine festival coming up, and just seeing kind of how things change. It's gonna be good. So definitely for next week, I think we can maybe do a bigger Q&A section, and I also want to do another segment, Mondo, where we go back on the retro stuff because I feel like that always
Yeah,
sparks
let's,
a lot of
dude.
questions.
I love the retro stuff. Looking back is crazy. I I won't even get started because I feel we'll like add 30 minutes to all this. We got super chat on the way out. Thank you, Johnny. One information to know: if you buy a Disney watch on Shop Disney, they will not fit it for you at the park. I got turned away. Um, I'm assuming he's talking about the length, like the length on his hand. Uh, what kind of watch are you buying, dude? Shop Disney? What kind of watch? I gotta look this up real quick. Shop Disney, Shop Disney. Like, what kind of watches does Disney sell on Shop Disney? Like, are they that fancy? Watches. I'm just curious. Damn. What are these? $300, $400. Wow, they got some nice watches on here. Have you been a watch person, Danny, or you're just like, I got my iWatch, that's all I need?
Yeah, I've been using Apple Watch since it came out, so that's that's the only watch I'll use.
My sister, I don't even know how many watches she has. She's a watch person. She just loves watches. Look at this Wolverine one. Thank you, Johnny, for the 5. That's good information to know. I don't know how you could get that fixed, like to add a length or take a length, but I hope you get that done, man. That sucks. You buy a watch and can't wear it. $500 Citizen watch. Whoa. Damn, now I know why you mad. Like, help me with my watch, please.
I'd be mad too.
Yeah, I'd be mad too. Damn, 500. My closing thoughts. Awesome week. Lunar New Year kicked off the festivities wonderfully. I can't wait to be back. Try more foods. Watch Mulan's procession. The live bands have been great too. I loved everything about Lunar New Year. It's probably like my favorite Lunar New Year since pandemic. So since the pandemic to now, this is my favorite Lunar New Year. For Universal, I can't wait to get back out there and see what's going on. Universal and the changes. It's just, I can't keep up. It's so much stuff happening everywhere. It's really turning out to be an epic year. We're just in January. We haven't even started Horror Night stuff.
Yeah, I think it's exciting because when you go on the tram, Mondo, like you'll notice things on the tram that are changing all the time that could mean other things. You know what I mean?
Fan Fest. we didn't even talk about that. Fan Fest. But man, I hope we get more info on Fan Fest very soon. But overall, I'm really excited for everything. I can't wait to be back at Knott's this week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very fun week. Before we get out of here, though, Danny, any content or things to on the horizon on your end that you want to let people know?
Yeah, so new video just came out today on Lunar New Year Festival from Friday. So check that out with Mondo. And then that's on the 5571, which is my YouTube channel. You can search Just Ask Danny or 5571. It'll come up. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, on X, or on Threads. They're all under Just Ask Danny, and I'll be posting there more often. I'm also trying to put the videos that I had done for Instagram on YouTube Shorts and also TikTok. It's really hard to post everywhere, but I'm trying to.
I wish YouTube Shorts was more streamlined. Like it's just boom, 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 post it. It's not.
Yeah, it's really hard to post to YouTube Shorts, and like they make you do.
It's like they slow it down for some reason.
Well, they make you do the same work that you do to post an actual video, which takes a while. You know
That's what I'm saying.
So it's like it's not as easy to just throw up like a TikTok or something. But yeah, make sure you follow me on Just Ask Danny on all those. And then a new podcast will be coming out this week as well. Of course, recapping with Mondo our experience at Food and Wine, or at Lunar New Year, excuse me. And then just going into some of the new changes at Disneyland and some of the discussions surrounding that. I'm excited to get into that. And that'll, of course, be available on the YouTube channel as well as normal avenues for podcast listening wherever you may do that.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. Incredible Speculation Sunday, Danny. This was awesome. A lot of fun. I can't wait to keep the conversation going next Sunday. Hopefully we get that foodie guide for Valentine's, and just all these constructions are now coming alive in ways that we just never thought. All right. Smash the like button. Shout out to the winner of the Bride Sipper. Hopefully I could get that out by tomorrow. And that's it for today, everyone. We are firing it down. The Cali Bay, Just Ask Danny, are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.